Hey there, my name is Joe Stout. I'm the president here at Mount Capra, and I'm coming to you from our farm on April 6th, 2020. And I'm coming with one specific message in particular, and that is that we're here for you. The COVID-19 hysteria has a lot of people nervous. Totally get it, livelihoods are at stake. A lot of unknowns right now with the economy, but I want you to know that Mount Capra is still here. Spring is coming. With it, the promise of new life, and we will continue to make those good, wholesome, whole foods from goat milk that we've always been making. We're going to continue to stay in stock, and we are here for you. If you have questions, comments, in any way we can help at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love to hear from you. I hope you are doing well, and if there's one thing that I've found is that in this whole coronavirus world, turn off the TV. The news exists for one reason, to keep you scared. And if you take a fast for a week from all coronavirus related news, you will be far better spiritually and mentally and emotionally. So join me and I'll take you around the farm and give you something other than COVID-19 to think about. Let's go. All right, girls. What are you doing? Yeah? What's your goat's name, Eva?
These aren't mine. I hadn't named them.
Oh, you haven't named that one. Do you have any names for any of them in here, Lisa?
This one could be Dove, the one that I've got my left-handed.
Oh, it could be Dove.
Yeah,
You could just name it right now.
Yeah, and this one could be Cloud.
Dove and Cloud. I like it. Those are good names.
Actually, they have different names than that. This one is Hurry Up.
No. Hurry and Curry.
And the other one is Stop Talking. Hey there, Charlie boy.
Hi.
Who are you feeding here?
I'm feeding Brownie and Cloud.
There's a second Cloud?
Oh, Snow.
Two, Billy.
Doing good? Who's this over here?
Two, but any two.
This is my goat, and I don't know what the name is, but I think she's really nice.
She's a very nice looking goat. Hey Wayne, what do you have there?
Flowers for Mama.
Those are flowers for Mama. Do you know what kind of flowers that is?
What?
It's mustard. It's called field mustard. What do you think? Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so behind me here, you'll see a little wooded area here, and this is actually an interesting spot. This is an area where we have been doing some wetland mitigation, and it's actually some pretty sweet stuff going on because we've been able to plant a ton of new native native species here on the farm. So everywhere where you see a stick, we've probably planted 100 to 200 different native species, everything from red alder to Pacific dogwood to western red cedar, elderberries, aronia berries, Indian plum, all kinds of stuff are all going in this area right here for some wetland mitigation. This steep slope is really good for two things. Number one, it's good for growing native plants, and number two, it's good for occasionally being grazed by our goats. We are up at some of the barns here, and so we've got lots of baby goats, and these baby goats are tons of fun. I have 8 children, but my kids all help raise these baby goats, and they do a great job with it too.
Daddy, just was just gonna say.
Hey, Josie, are those goats?
Everything.
Josephine,
Good.
what do you think of those goats?
All right, let's see if Jose's got fun.
Hey, farm mama. Everybody's getting their breakfast or their dinner right now. There.
Look at Kiko.
Hey there, Kiko.
Look at those goats, Josie.
How you doing, bud? There's a proud fellow right there. And you know, if you're one of these baby goats, it's really not too bad of a view. You can hear the tractor behind me. What we're doing is this big yellow machine here that's connected up to the red tractor. That's known as a TMR, a total mixed ration. It's a mixer. And so what we do is we take our grass hay, the barley fodder that we actually grow ourselves here on the farm, we actually mix them together and then we feed it to the goats. And the reason why we do that is because it allows all the goats, regardless of their size, to get an equally beneficial ration, mixed ration of feed. As the machine mixes it up, it also shoots it out the side so that we don't actually have to do it by hand. Because if we do it by hand, of course you can't mix enough for 500 goats by hand. After the ration is mixed via the total mix ration, we actually load it into this bucket out here. And that's actually kind of a homemade apparatus that we use. We built that ourselves. And we bring it inside our barn here, where it is then fed to the goats. And once again, these goats normally during the mid to late spring and summer months and early to mid fall are out on pasture every day. But in the winter time, when these fields out here, these beautiful fields that are greening up so nicely, when those fields are filled with water, of course, the goats cannot be feeding at that time. So you can see here, as that total mixed ration is fed to the goats love it. They go for it every time. Now this mom over here just had her babies probably about 20 minutes ago. And so I'm not going to get too close because I don't want her to get too worried. These babies were just born, and so you can see that process of licking down the goats helps bring their lungs into full function. Behind me is where we actually do the milking. And you can see here that we milk several goats at a time. I'm going to be walking backwards, see if I can do this. We're milking several goats at a time, of actually 26 goats, all milk at the same time. They come in 26 at a time, and they go out 26 at a time. Very, very low stress experience for them, and that happens once at 4 in the morning and another time at 4 in the afternoon. After the milk comes in, it passes through the pipeline here, through the wall. Then after it goes through the wall, it goes into this milk receiver jar here, up and around and into the tank here. Now we don't actually grow our own hay here. We just don't simply have the space to be able to do that. But what we do have the space for is hydroponics. And if you're not familiar with hydroponics, allow me to introduce you. We produce around 2,000 pounds, about 2,000 pounds of organic barley fodder every single day. Let me take you inside and you can see what it looks like. Turn this thing around. This first line you can see it's mostly just seeds. Okay, but if we go down to the next row, you can see that there is actually some growth. Those little white hairs you see, those are actually roots, and those little green shoots are the barley sprouts. Okay, so that's what it looks like by day 2. Now after 3 or 4 days of growth, you can see we're starting to get some very, very serious growth going on. We get to about 5 days, which is right here. Now 5 days, I don't have day 6 and 7 to show you because we harvested it today, but you can see here that we are talking some very, very serious growth happening. You're getting some intense growth here, really, really good. And it's important to remember that we're not fertilizing this at all. The only input is water, and then you can see that there's some light at the back. The reason why this kind of fodder is so important, so integral to our operation, is because we want our animals to be grass-fed. Ruminants ought to be grass-fed. That's how their digestive system is meant to work. A ruminant has 4 stomachs, and one of those stomachs is for ruminating on grass. On most of the winter, when we have rain and lots of water down in our field, we're able to still give them fresh, living food. We can actually bring the pasture to them. All right, right behind me you can see we actually have our orchard. And then as I turn this way, you can see we actually have the lower barn is down there. Now the goats that we keep down there, and we'll go down there in just a minute, the goats we keep down there are actually what's known as dry goats. Dry goat just simply means that they're not currently being milked. Could be a number of reasons. Could be that they're too young, or it could be that they are simply pregnant at the time. Now these goats, if you followed any of our videos last year, these were all the goats that we raised last year. Everything with a 700 on its number is from 2019. And so because of that, they are extremely friendly and are extremely excited to see anybody. This is June. She's one of our many livestock guardian dogs. She is 7/8 Great Pyrenees and 1/8 Commodore. And she, of course, has complete access to the outside here so that she can roam the area and be on the lookout for predators. She's one of 5 livestock guardian dogs that we have. And so she's kind of in charge of this pen of dry goat animals. If you take that path, you'll get down to the baby goat pen. And if you take this stairway, you actually go up to the uppermost part of the farm. We have sea buckthorn berries here. We have aronia berries here. Over here you can see our pride and joy layer hens out on pasture. With one proud rooster in the background. Okay, Ava, so this goat right here has a pretty cool story. Do you want to tell us about it?
So this goat was laying in her pen, and our grandpa said she was probably going to die because she couldn't stand up. And I prayed for her the whole day, and when we came back, she was standing up.
Wow.
And she just drank 7 ounces through the bars.
Wow, and she looks like she is liking being with you.
She's the biggest snuggler.
That's so sweet. What's her name?
Pollyanna.
Pollyanna. What a sweetie. All right, Lisa, who do you have here?
This is Polly.
Polly, you gotta speak nice and loud. These babies are crying.
Okay. And then that other black one with the white spot on its head, the tiny black one, I have a goat that looks exactly like that, except that it's
Nice. That's Polly? That's so cute. That's a popular name. Seems like a real nice goat. All right, Jack and Josephine. Hey, Josephine, what are you doing right now?
On this hill, and we're sitting down, and and Daddy's taking a picture. Josie's coming to feeding, and it's her first day.
Is it? Josephine, is it your first day? Jack, how many goats have you fed?
37.
37, that's amazing. Good job. And here's the newest addition right here. Little Ruthie. Awesome. Let's see it in action. Well done.
So this goat comes from pen C, 3 pens away.
Oh yeah.
She always escapes through the fence.
So, Annie, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's always in a state of flux. So it's hard to be organized.
Yeah, is it because of all of these kids or because of all of these kids?
It's just the time of year.
Yeah, busy time, that's true. Nice work, boss man. All right, Jack boy, just don't say anything that makes me laugh. Okay, never mind, you can laugh. All right, look at these kids. All right, let's see what you got.
Ready? No, stop!
We're ready, go.
Go, Ellie!
Yikes!
You guys can make yourselves go faster. Go, Jack. Here, I'll set you rolling. I'm next. Ellie, you can't do that. Go.
Hey, Liesel,
Yeah?
why is it that you're not worried about grass cuts?
Because I've got a big puffy coat on.
You're completely protected.
Hurry, Ellie,
Unlike Ellie. Ellie, are you getting grass cuts?
Yeah, I am.
What do you got there, sweetie? Do you have a flower? That's a nice flower. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this tour that we've had together. I know I've enjoyed making this this short video just to let you guys know that April 6th, 2020, life is going on. Not everything is COVID-19. Not everything needs to be 24-hour coronavirus central. And so if I have one piece of advice for you, it is to turn off the TV, turn off the media. You won't save the world by ingesting corona-related information 24 hours, 7 days a week. And pretty soon, just like the spring comes, so will the new life that comes after COVID-19. And we'll be here for you that whole time. Thanks very much.